Some of us can only silently cringe at how corrupt apparently the system is, but some, regardless of possible unseen motives, have come out to witness to the fact that the extent of corruption in this country is actually beyond imagination. It blows our minds. Joey de Venecia now sort of squeals on his own father's real relationship with President Gloria Arroyo, saying the speaker admits to the fact of bribery and corruption by Malacanang. Is this something that you discussed with your father before your speech yesterday at the UP?
No, I did not discuss this with him. It was just when I had informed him about the bribe of Mr. Abalos to me around December, and his comments were basically that there is a lot of corruption in government, and some of these corruption are within the near perimeter of the president, and she is numb to corruption. That was his statement. So that's unfortunate, because the moral high ground in fighting corruption has to start from the top. And she, as president of the Philippines, should not allow that. So this issue, one issue I can cite is when Romy Neri told him that he was offered 200 million by Mr. Abalos as well. You know, she was aware of that, and she told Romy Neri to not accept it. But she had a fiduciary duty to her constituency, which is the Filipino people, that something like this happened to within a cabinet secretary and a Comelec official, and the impropriety has to be punished or at least investigated, and never did happen. And
since you've gone there, maybe I should follow. Well, on October 25, there will be a resumption of the hearings. Are you expecting Romy Neri to attend?
I believe so. I have talked to Romy a couple of times, and he said that he will attend. But I also gather that the cabinet members who are also invited will invoke the executive privilege due to diplomatic concerns. So due
to diplomatic concerns. Have you done your research on that?
No, not
yet. I should ask the lawyers a little later on the show whether that is really a basis.
Yes.
So what is your reaction to Romy Neri? I mean, I think I've heard comments from everyone except you.
Well, Romy is, I respect him as a person, and I'm glad he mentioned and revealed a 200 million bribe, so it indirectly affirms my allegation toward Mr. Abalos. But my appeal to Romy is to be able to reveal all the facts in the Senate hearing to the senators and in front of the public, instead of invoking the executive privilege, which he did in the last hearing that he was in. And apparently, the executive privilege is only a benefit given to the president. And I'm not sure whether he had the authority to invoke that. So I guess an executive session was held, and apparently, based on the newspapers, nothing was really revealed because of Secretary Andaya entering the session lounge.
I think there are threats from the senators that they will file cases of contempt against Secretary Neri or other such kinds of accusations or cases of infractions on the law, or I really don't know what the basis would be, but what do you think? What do you think should Romy Neri do on October 25?
I believe that Romy should come clean and, not saying that he's dirty, but just to be transparent is the appropriate word, with what the president had asked him to do with regards to the ZTE-NBN contract.
What do you think if he doesn't?
Well, if he doesn't, then he practically has missed another chance of revealing the truth.
Doesn't that make him an accomplice?
I would believe so, because it's most people, well, not most people, I know, and some other people know for a fact that was actually instructed. And I did talk to Romy a few days before, when he was anguishing in this moral dilemma that he was in prior to April 21st of the signing of the contract. And in his words, he was in anguish and was really considering to resign from the cabinet because of those instructions made by the president, or given to him by the president.
So do you think that he is compromised?
He is definitely compromised. I don't think he can sit on the fence here. It's either he blinks and just stays with the administration line, or he says the truth, and if he still wants to stay with the cabinet, then that's his prerogative. But if he wants to resign, maybe that's his prerogative too. But what's most important here is that the transparency of what occurred with his discussion with the president, because the president is not an ordinary person. She's the leader of our country, and if such orders were actually given, then the whole country is compromised.
Well, some of us think that you might be the Rottweiler of your father, meaning you are the attack dog because he is the speaker and he can't really compromise his position with the president in the hopes of maybe repairing this by his terms or on his terms with the president, that he allows you